So I just pulled up to the State of Delaware surplus vehicle auction lot. The state has 49 cars that they're auctioning off today. Today's the inspection period for these cars. The bidding is online. It ends tomorrow night, but today's our chance to get into the lot, go through the car, start them up, check the air conditioning, hook up a code reader, and do everything you want to do to inspect a car. Now, the state's been selling off a lot of things lately. For instance, last week they sold off 41 cars. Next week they have 49 cars. Today is 49 cars or so. They have kitchen supplies, weightlifting equipment, clothing, shoes. They have all kinds of crazy things going on today. But I'm most interested in today's auction for a few cars. There's 2 Crown Vics I want to take a look at, 2 Caprice PPVs. Can't wait to take a look at those 2. They both have really low miles too for Caprices. There's also a couple Tahoe, I think they're SSVs, the 4-wheel drive, and there's some Impalas, 2012 Impalas, with the 3.6 liter direct injection, 300 horsepower engine. So I want to take a look at that. So let's get into the lot and start looking. Now, this is a bit of a homecoming for my Tahoe. I got it here at this auction about a year and a half ago, last summer really. And I'm anxious to get in here and see what's going on. I'll tell you what, the first thing I see is this tractor, International Harvester. I need a tractor. I got an acre of woods behind me, behind my house, and something like this would make pulling out those down logs and clearing out some of that woods. This little tractor would have been the right size too for exactly what I'm looking for, you know, yanking the logs and cleaning out the field. This tractor, however, is not for sale. The lot attendant just came over and said it's not on the list, can't be looking at it, can't be messing with it, can't bid on it. So let's get cracking on the cars. All right, let's start with the 2 Caprices. That'd be a real good comparison between the 9C3 and 9C1. This is lot 340, no start, 68,700 miles on it. Can't start it, but right away you see the center console, the modular, the offset shifter, the vinyl flooring, and this is what you get with the standard 9C1 model. Out back, looks like the seat's been pulled out, probably had a cage in it at one point. Oh yeah, there's the mount. The body generally looks pretty good. Some light scratches, 2 plugs. Ew, kind of gooey. On the passenger side though, the sheen isn't quite right in the paint. These cars have beautiful factory paint. And on this side, I'm seeing a lot of texture in the doors and in the rear quarter. And I'm betting whatever repairs were done a long time ago, because I'm seeing a lot of scratches and scrapes in it. The tires on this one, I mean, they look brand new, which is weird to have some kind of no start problem. Under the hood, 6 liters, 355 horsepower, 6-speed automatic transmission. All right, here's that other Caprice, lot number 313. This one's a 2011 PPV 9C3. First thing I noticed, no hubcaps, which is weird because they have to be screwed onto the lug nuts. So missing hubcaps is intentional, they just don't fly off. The tires are Michelin's. I've never seen that here before in any of these state police cars. Body looks good. I see no holes in the roof or the trunk lid. The door is crinkled pretty good. And there's 2 dings down here on the back. Inside, 9C3. Center console. You got carpeting down here. You got a floor mat. Your switches and controls. Just a nicer spec model of Caprice. In the back, you get the cloth back seat. It's still attached. You got nice clean carpets and floor mats in here. I see no evidence of a cage, no mounts, no dents in the ceiling, no kickback seat. My first assumption would be, because of the Michelin tires, that this probably was not a police car. I've seen these at driver's education classes here. It'd be a bit of a mystery where this thing originated from. 6 liter again. What a mess. And look at the headlights. Cloudy, and they have like a gritty feel to them. This side of the body looks good. Trunk looks good. Back bumper looks good. It just needs a good detail, paint correction. I'd be curious what the background on this car is, what agency it started with. Air conditioning's on. I'm not hearing any clicking. Let's get underneath. These things are prone to cam and lifter problems. The engine sounds really good. Look down here at the crank pulley. A little bit of wobble there. So here's the knock on it. Just a few little scratches. I don't know how efficiently that door can be fixed. If it's just better to get a parts car door. No lights on in the dash. I mean, this is a pretty nice car. You know, I'm not feeling the air conditioning blowing cold, so that's a concern. I mean, it's cool, but not cold. Maybe it's just a charge. Just two little holes on the dash right there. That's about it. That's pretty minor stuff. All right, over at the Crown Vics. This is a 2007 Crown Vic Police Interceptor. Miles on the window says 105. The miles on the online listing was unknown. These things are notorious for their odometers to go out. I pulled the Carfax. It estimated mileage at 115. The paint looks really good on this. Love the color. North Sea blue. I got, what is it, two plugs on the roof. Looking at the bumper, it looks clean. Headlights look good. Tires look good. I'm only seeing some minor dings on the door. That familiar sound. And the odometer's on. Clear and bright too. AC is on, blowing code. Check engine light. Let's see if we can get idle hours. Wow. I'm feeling a slight vibration in the car. And so many times that's the transmission. It engages quick. I don't even feel it going into the drive, and it's in there. This is an interesting car. I'd be curious what it's going to bid up to. In the past, I've seen these things sell in the $1,200–1,300 range. More recently, though, over the past year, these things have gone up 50%. Here's that other Crown Vic. It's a 2011, lot number 312, Police Interceptor. First glance, looks really nice. I see a ding right here in the body, but otherwise, I'm not seeing any other body problems, evidence of repair. I got a plug in the trunk, nothing in the roof. Looks really good, really clean. Tires are good. Headlights are a little hazy. Vinyl floors, of course, cloth front seats, vinyl back seat this time. I've got evidence in the roof of a cage being in here. Not a deal breaker. Two holes in the dash. Starts easily. Engages quickly. No vibrations like in the other Crown Vic. Let's take a look in the trunk. I'm not seeing evidence of any leaks in here, especially around the intake manifold. Engine sounds normal and typical. Looks like a good car. We got some scratching in the hood. All right, on to the Tahoes. This one is a 2012. It's a PPV. You can tell right away with the wheels and the lower stance. 134,000 miles on it. Lot number 311. Right away, just looking at the body, looked really clean. There's a couple little dings right here in the door. Nice clean badge on the back. No damage back here. Just another ding or two on this side. First impressions, these headlights are super clean, and the front bumper is not gouged or chipped or tore up with 134,000 miles on it. I'm wondering, oh, and the badge, look how nice that badge is. Looks brand new. Makes me think maybe the front's been damaged at some point. Now the hood has all the chips and scratches in it that you would expect given the mileage. That just doesn't transfer over to down here. Let's jump in. Now because it's a 2012, right, you get the 6-speed transmission, which is nice to have. You get this awful center console. This thing would have to go. I mean, it's just in the way. Let's crank it. Nothing. Dead. Take a look out back. Vinyl seats, of course. Vinyl flooring. It's a PPV. You have marks up here from the cage. Of course, you have air conditioning. The steering is super light. The ride is harsh and uncomfortable. Hitting bumps and potholes, man, it's just, it shakes your body. You got to be prepared for that if you're looking at a PPV. Now bidding is at $1,700. I am generally seeing prices on these Tahoe PPVs come down more and more every year. I'll be curious where this one ends up. Of course, I don't know if it has a ticking problem with the cam and lifters, if it's a DOD issue. But cosmetically, that's attractive. Looks good. And here's the other Tahoe. This one is SSV. It's the 4-wheel drive. You can see the rims are different, tires are different, the stance is higher. Right away, you see the headlights look like I would expect. This one has 194,000 miles. Bidding is at $1,250 right now. The body looks good. I'm not seeing any dings or scratches. I mean, it really looks surprisingly good given the miles. Oh, one right there on the door. One crease on the door, but otherwise, the interior, get rid of that, looks clean. I mean, really well cared for. Vinyl back seat, but I'm not seeing any marks in the roof or a cage. And white isn't a state police color here in Delaware. It starts easily. The shifter right here is showing me that it's a 6-speed transmission. I can't pull up idle hours. Engine sounds good, spotlight. Ooh. Nice cold air. I'd be curious where this one ends up tomorrow night. Here's that third Tahoe. It's a 2011, 191,000 miles. Bidding is at $2,200. And I mean, right away, you look at the wheels and the spec, and I'm gonna say it's an LS spec. And this is an interesting one. I've seen some state police cars that were undercover, basically, and meant to be discreet. They weren't supposed to be obvious. I don't know if this is one of them. I'd be curious. If it is, I'd have to pull the Carfax. But there's some evidence here that maybe it was. You see carpeting, interesting. Some mounts. The back doors open from the inside. No marks of cages in the roof or screw holes in the sides. Flat tire, obviously. The tires are, you know, just whatever Goodyear brand assurance. I mean, it doesn't mean anything. It's not the Eagle RSAs that I'm expecting. There's no holes in the roof or lights. There's no holes in the header panel above the windshield where lights would have been either. It just seems like a very discreet, on the down low cop car. Looking for holes up here for a light bar, and I'm not seeing anything. You know, there's a chance it could have been at a fire department, a community center, any state agency other than the police. So I'm interested what the history is on this one. All right, on to the Impalas. This is a 2012, 65,000 miles, lot number 319. Bidding is at $2,548. Just looking right here. I mean, some small stuff. What I typically see these cars most often is in high schools as driver's ed cars. These things are interesting to me. They have a 3.6 liter direct injection engine making 300 horsepower. 6-speed transmission. It's clean inside. In the back. Cloth interior, velour. Ugh. But otherwise, these are on my radar screen. I don't know, and I don't know why. That's where the spare went. Again, makes me think that spare was pulled out and just put into rotation. There's a parking sticker, flat tire, that sucks. Under the hood, there it is, 3.6 liters. I see some residue right here. Right down here on the firewall, that's your provisions for the second brake pedal that goes in the passenger side. Yeah, we know about the tire. Get the AC on. The AC is blowing cool, but not cold. When I jump on the Facebook Marketplace or eBay or Craigslist, I'm seeing these things sell in the $5,000 range, sometimes a little more, sometimes a little less. Here at these auctions, these things sell in the $6,000 to $7,000 range. This one might go less because of the body damage. And here's that other Impala, lot 315, 2012, 77,000 miles. Bidding is at the same as the other one right now, $2,548. Condition-wise, body is much nicer on this one than on the other. I'm not seeing any scrapes or dings on the side. That just looks like stain. I see a crack right here and some scuffing. Again, driver's ed car, I bet. Again, no Goodyear RSA tires. I see some scrapes on the side door right here, real minor. Looks like it had like, I don't know, student driver signs plastered on there. You know, the magnetic signs, and when you just pull them off, it just scrapes the clear a little bit. That'll come out, I'm not worried about that. On the inside, clean, just as I would expect. I mean, these cars are pretty well cared for. Get the AC blowing. Let's check the trunk. The spare's gone. Again, probably put into rotation whenever other cars need tires. All right, 3.6 liter again. Again, that residue. I wonder if that's part of the direct injection. What is that? Is that duct tape? That was a good auction inspection. I'm glad to be able to get out here. I forgot my code reader, so that one car with the check engine light on, I couldn't do anything about. Couldn't figure out what was going on. What was most interesting to me amongst those cars was the Caprice 9C3. I can see that car selling in a $9,000 range. If it sells for anything less, 7, 8, even at 9, it's still a deal. Those things can be retailed for 12 or 13,000. 9C3, obviously. The Impalas are interesting also. I kind of like them. The Crown Vic, the 2011, I like that one a lot. But otherwise, it was a good auction, good inspection. I'm anxious to see what some of these bid up to. I'm going to follow it. If there's a chance to pick up a car or two, I'm going to do that. Shout out to Robert and to Ben, 2 viewers that I met over here at the auction. Hey guys, nice to meet you. Thanks for coming up to me and introducing yourself. I hope you enjoyed this video, guys. Thanks for following along. And as always, I'll catch you on the next video.